If money was the only reason women were attracted to men, then every rich man would be happily in love and every broke guy would be alone. But you already know that's not the truth, right? You've seen average guys with beautiful women, and you've seen wealthy men getting ignored, disrespected, or cheated on. So the real question is this: if it's not the money, then what actually makes a woman choose you, desire you, and most importantly, stay with you? Today, we are going to break down the biggest lie men are told about money and attraction. We're going to discuss why chasing money for women actually backfires and what women are really responding to when they choose a man. By the end of this video, you're going to stop leading with your wallet and start leading with something far more powerful. Money doesn't create attraction. It amplifies who you already are. Here is the foundational truth you need to understand. Money is not a personality, and it's not a presence. It's a magnifier. Whatever is already inside you, money just turns that up. Think about two different men. Let's talk about the first guy. He's grounded. He knows who he is. He isn't easily shaken. He doesn't overreact when a woman pulls back, and he doesn't chase when things feel uncertain. He has standards, and he's willing to walk away if those standards aren't met. When this particular guy gets money, everything about him becomes more attractive. His lifestyle improves, his options expand, but more importantly, his energy stays the same. He's still centered, still selective, still in control. Now, let's look at the second guy. He's unsure of himself, he overthinks everything, and he needs constant reassurance. Give this man money, and what happens? He doesn't suddenly become confident, he just becomes a better-funded version of the same insecure guy. Instead of texting too much, he's spending too much. Transactions don't create attachment, they create expectations. Ask yourself, if you stripped away your money, status, and ability to provide, would your presence alone still be enough to hold her attention? If the answer is no, money isn't solving your problem, it's hiding it. Let's clarify something crucial. Most women are not sitting there thinking, "I like him because of his bank account." I mean, yes, some are, but that is surface level. What the majority are responding to is what your money represents about you as a man. When a man has built real financial success, it usually signals a few deeper traits. It suggests he is disciplined. It suggests he delays gratification. It signals that he can commit to something long-term and see it through. These are very attractive traits. But here's the problem men run into. They don't build the traits, they try to present the outcome. They want the perception of success without the internal foundation. They lead with money in a way that feels performative, flashy, and spending-focused. It might look like it's working because, of course, she'll show up and enjoy the experience you are funding. But attraction is built on consistent emotional experience, not temporary enjoyment. Once the environment changes, once the situation becomes more real and less curated, she starts paying attention to you, not what you're providing. Transactions don't build deep emotional attachments. They create conditional relationships where you are evaluations on provision. There is a dangerous trap I call the provider trap. It happens when you start leading with what you can give instead of who you are. Your value in the interaction becomes tied to your effort, generosity, and willingness to do more than the next guy. You might think you are progressing. She appreciates you, accepts everything you buy her. But appreciation is not attraction. And most men don't realize they've crossed that line until it's too late. When a man meets a woman, he steps up, plans the dates, pays, makes himself available, reliable, supportive. On paper, he's checked all the boxes. He thinks this effort translates into attraction, affection, and commitment. That expectation changes his energy. The moment you are trying to earn attraction through provision, you've already lowered your leverage in the interaction. A woman can enjoy your generosity and still not feel that pull toward you. We have all seen situations where a woman stays emotionally hooked on a man who isn't doing nearly as much. In some cases, he's doing probably much less than you are, and yet she's more engaged, she's more curious. Why? Because he hasn't put himself in a position where he needs to earn her attention. He's operating from a place of self-respect, not overcompensation. The issue is leading with provision as your main source of value. So, what is she actually responding to in the moment? Attraction is built on how you make her feel, and those feelings are driven by a specific set of traits. First, your emotional control. A man who is emotionally steady is rare and therefore attractive. What happens when she tests you? When she becomes inconsistent? Do you stay grounded or do you start reacting? Staying composed without losing yourself signals strength. Second, your sense of identity, who you are without her. She enters your life, she does not become the center of it. That creates the dynamic where she feels like she has to earn her place in your world, which creates necessary tension. Third, your standards and boundaries. A man without a boundary is easy to deal with, but hard to respect. If you adjust yourself to keep her around, you communicate that you don't have options and don't respect yourself. Fourth, your detachment from the outcome. When you are detached, she feels like she is choosing you, not being convinced by you. And lastly, your ability to create emotional stimulation, that slight unpredictability and intrigue. If everything about you is predictable and overly available, there's no tension. Where there's no tension, there's no pull. This is where everything comes together. Most men have the sequence backwards. They believe the path looks like make money, gain status, attract women, then build confidence. In reality, it works in the opposite direction. You build yourself first, and then everything else follows. The traits that make you successful with money are the same traits that make you attractive to women: discipline, focus, emotional control, consistency. If you skip building the man and chase the outcome instead, you end up in a fragile position. That's why men financially successful still struggle in relationships. They never built the internal structure to support it. When you build the man first, your standards automatically go up. Your communication improves. It becomes direct and grounded. Your presence changes. You don't feel like you're auditioning anymore. Building the man is slower. It's less flashy, but it compounds. It puts you in a position where you don't need to rely on shortcuts. It enables money to actually enhance attraction instead of trying to create it. Build the man first, and the rest will take care of itself.